Hi, my name is Renee Rizzo. This will be a teacher-facing video which will guide you through my adaptation of Earth Science Unit 7, Day 1 in the New York City Department of Education Teach Hub for students in alternate assessment settings. In this video, I will be using Nearpod and demonstrating various features it offers to make lessons more accessible and engaging. I will also show you 3 differentiated levels of assessment for this lesson, which I created using Google Forms. Meteorology, the focus question from the original lesson. How can we define weather? Objective, students will explore different variables to gather weather data in order to create their own definition of weather. Next generation learning standard primarily addressed, in my opinion, RH4, interpret words and phrases, including disciplinary language as developed in a text, including determine technical, connotative, and figurative meanings, and analyze how specific word choices shape meaning or tone. NISA DLM, essential element primarily addressed, use context to determine the meaning of unknown words. NISA DLM, essential element linkage levels. Initial precursor can demonstrate a receptive understanding of the property words that describe the objects that accompany familiar games or routines. Distal precursor. After reading a sentence with clearly defined words, the student is able to recall the stated definition to identify the correct definition of the word when presented with options. Proximal precursor can identify what word is missing in a written sentence by using the surrounding words in the sentence and the sentence's meaning as clues. Target can infer word meaning using semantic clues in the sentence or paragraph, including restatement, illustrations or examples, similes, metaphors, personification, summary, and cause effect. Successor can infer the meaning of a phrase using semantic clues in the sentence or paragraph, including restatement, illustrations or examples, similes, metaphors, personification, and cause effect. Lesson objective. In order to create our own definition of weather, we will discuss where weather data comes from, explore different variables we use to find weather data, and use our experiences to infer properties of storms and their locations. I took this straight from the earth science lesson. However, I opted for a video with a more streamlined definition of weather than the original lesson had. I'll play you a few seconds of
In
this
this
video
program,
that I
we're
found
going
on
to learn
YouTube.
about weather here at a particular place over a short period of time. In other words, weather is what is happening in the sky at any given moment. Weather includes clouds,
So the weather definition, which I took as a screenshot from the video, weather, the condition of the atmosphere at a particular place over a short period of time. According to the video, scientists measure 5 parts of the weather. 1, temperature, 2, pressure, 3, wind, 4, humidity, and 5, precipitation. I then define the 5 parts of weather for students. Temperature, a measure of how hot or cold something is. Pressure, a measurement of the weight of air resting on Earth's surface. Wind, the movement of the air across the Earth's surface caused by the rotation of the Earth. Humidity, the amount of water in the air. Precipitation, weather events including snow, sleet, rain, hail, and fog. So the video that the original lesson included went into different ways that scientists measure weather. And I thought it was a little bit complex for my students. So I chose this YouTube video because I like how it breaks the 5 parts of weather down simply at a level that the students can comprehend. So I then reinforce what the students learn in the video by matching the parts of weather to the images that most closely represent them, since you can do matching activities within Nearpod. So we have wind, humidity, pressure, temperature, and precipitation. And finally, weather is most impacted by the energy different parts of the earth receive from the sun. So now I will show you the 3 differentiated levels of assessment I created in Google Forms. So meteorology level 1, which image is most closely associated with temperature? And I provided 3 image choices. And which image is most closely associated with pressure? And I provided 3 image choices. Which image is most closely associated with wind? Which image is most closely associated with humidity? And which image is most closely associated with precipitation? For level 2, I included multiple choice options but with words. What is temperature? The amount of water in the air, a measure of how hot or cold something is, or the weight of air resting on Earth's surface? What is pressure? The weight of air resting on Earth's surface, the movement of air across Earth's surface, or the amount of water in the air? What is wind? A measure of how hot or cold something is, the weight of air resting on Earth's surface, or the movement of air across Earth's surface? What is humidity? A measure of how hot or cold something is, the weight of air resting on Earth's surface, or the amount of water in the air. What is precipitation? Weather events including rain, sleet, snow, hail, and fog. A measure of how hot or cold something is, or the movement of air across the Earth's surface. Level 3. I provided open-ended questions for the student. For the students, what is temperature? What is pressure? What is wind? What is humidity? What is precipitation? And what is weather? So as you see across my 3 different levels, I ask similar questions with increasing rigor and complexity. So just to review, today we went over a Nearpod presentation about weather, which is an earth science topic. And we went over 3 differentiated levels of assessment regarding this topic that I created in Google Forms. Thank you for watching.